Welcome back to Resident Evil Village.
I thought it ended.
Technically it did.
He even said the father's story is now over.
Father's story is now over, but we have the daughter's story to deal with.
The daughter?
Yeah, what's very interesting about this is Capcom left it up to the fans on what DLC they would like to see. It was between seeing what Rosemary was doing, or another side story a la Not a Hero. They chose this. So that's when Capcom decided, okay, here's the direction we're going to do. Let's make it all about Rose.
These more recent Resident Evil games haven't had this luxury, but I have not played this.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of fun. There was some extra DLC that you were supposed to get with the Winter's expansion. For some reason, I had to buy it separately, even though I bought the Winter's expansion, but it's literally just a costume. You can apply it whenever you want. So a few of these episodes we're going to be jumping back and forth between the default costume, which uses Ethan's jacket, and we're also going to do the kind of like little side costume that is given by Chris's man.
Riff Rolf, Street Wolf, I'm not like that.
I should also mention, this doesn't have a Village of Shadows difficulty, and thank fucking Christ.
Hey, Kay. Sorry I'm late.
It's okay, I'm just enjoying the day.
You said you had something important to tell me? I hope it's not about Chris wanting me to join his operation, because I already told him that's not happening.
Well then, I'll see you later.
It's you and the rest of his Hound Wolf squad through.
Small bit of backstory. Rose has been held in protective custody under the watch of not exactly Chris's platoon, but basically kind of an offshoot. She hasn't seen Chris in a very long time. She also hasn't seen her mom in a very long time. So she's basically being
That's what you wanted to talk to me about?
not trained, but, you know, given proper education and all that.
She's being Sherry Birkin.
Still treating me like a freak?
Hey!
She also has to deal with mean girls.
Mean Girls!
You're not a freak.
Let me tell you guys, you do not want...
I am. You know I am. That's why I keep my distance from everybody at school. If they knew what I really was...
So... you don't have any friends that you can talk to?
Talk to? About what? How I'm hardly even human? How
I'm wearing a pair that looks exactly like his.
Exact glasses. Oh my god, is this you?
Hey, it's okay.
Well, I wanted to keep it a
Hardly ever
secret,
met
but I
our
actually did some
friends.
mocap for this game.
We have a U, a D, a J, and now a K.
We got UDF, UDJ, and now UDK.
I get rid of them in a heartbeat.
And there's your main plot line. Rose, after being called a freak in school, wants to get rid of her powers.
Well, sure, it's a burden.
You already know about Miranda and the mutamycete, how she researched it obsessively and performed experiments on human subject.
Like me.
Exactly. What you don't know is that we recently found some of her research. Apparently, she discovered a purifying crystal that can remove the mutamycete from its host.
Purifying crystal?
If we can get our hands on one of these, we might be able to weaken or remove your powers entirely.
Are you kidding me?
No, but her notes are incomplete. However, I think I have an idea where we can find the rest of her research.
Then let's do it. Let's find it. Where is it?
At the bottom of the ocean.
Damn
In
it!
there.
What?
So this is explained in a little bit of kind of post-game story. This was recovered 16 years ago from the explosion in the village. This is the only thing that remains of the mutamycete and the megamycete.
It's the last Metroid, essentially.
Wait,
Essentially,
enter
yes.
its consciousness.
So your deep connection will allow you to explore the information within.
That blink of disbelief.
All I gotta say is, it's a pretty wild idea for a DLC. It's like, hey Rose, how you doing? Well, kind of alright, I'm having problems at school. Alright, cool, hey, let's mind jack into some mold. How's that sound?
It's able to distance itself from the main plot, like it's not ruining any timelines or anything. This is all
True.
separate.
And Resident Evil's always best when it's doing its own thing.
Shit.
And boy howdy does it do its own thing here.
Reaching out to it. See what happens.
Okay. Fine. What the hell?
What could it hurt to basically talk to the Megamycete? What could possibly go wrong?
Rose, don't get involved. Don't get involved, Rose. Are you getting involved? No!
When you walk away, you don't hear me say, please, oh baby, don't go. Simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. It's hard to let it go.
Freak.
Damn mean girls.
Just disgusting. Please just stop!
I'm looking for a date to prom, but tentacles came out of my mouth in front of the whole class.
What is a girl to do when she can't find a date to the prom and is infected with mold?
Where are you? Kay! This isn't right.
And nice transition. Resident Evil Village, you know how it goes for more the fantasy aspect?
Sure,
dealing with all the monsters. Shadow of Rose goes in a slightly different direction, and I'm glad they kind of went with this. Because this is a self-contained story in one particular place, you're not actually going back to the village. It's blown up, it's gone. Instead of the fantastic, they delve into nightmares. Which, I think is a fun thing to actually delve into. You can do anything you want if you style them as nightmares.
Oh, the freedom you could do, because anything can happen in a dream.
Correct.
Just look at Friday the 13th. No, wait, Nightmare on Elm Street.
There we go.
Wrong one.
It's not going to go, too over the top, and this... You can't exactly call it a dream or a nightmare, because she's actually talking with the mold. She has kind of like a... I don't want to say spiritual connection, but it's essentially what it is.
It's mind-jacking.
Yeah.
Wait.
And I love that transition. Nice, clean, prim and proper into Dungeon Land. Yeah, you're gonna see some really interesting imagery, and I'm glad Capcom is in a realm of horror where they can go all out and not get that AO rating. We're gonna see some nasty shit. It's great.
They've always had impactful horror violence, nothing too gratuitous, usually.
Usually. I thought we hit peak when, people were getting their heads chainsawed off, but no, it can get worse. From 7 onward, my god, can it get worse?
I've been playing a lot of Resi 2 and, of course, the Resi 4 remake recently.
Oh, me too.
So I wonder if we can just say the most spoken catchphrase in those games. You gotta be kidding me!
Leon just doesn't believe anything.
He just can't believe anything.
I will say, the violence is toned down just a little bit because we are dealing with a teenager, so don't expect her, face to get ripped off or something like that. Something close to that happens.
Sale! No sale!
We do have a bloody shoe, though. That's ultimate realm of terror right there.
Sail back on.
Bloody shoes? Horror icon!
I'm fucking there. Give me that bloody shoe.
This right here is the main, goop. And I don't like that goop. It's dangerous goop.
It's Megamycete goop. That didn't sound good.
Let me out.
Uh-oh.
Is someone there?
Dangerous here.
What is? Why? Hang tight. I'm gonna see if I can find a key.
That's why I brought my tool out, so I can just...
Master of Unlocking, I got taught this, and there we go. Very slimmed down version of Resident Evil Village. Files do exist. You have an inventory, you'll eventually have a map. You can craft items, but it's, a very small selection.
I assume no guns in this one?
There are guns.
Oh, okay.
We're doing a very bite-sized version of Village, and some of this stuff was reworked from cut content from the main game. And we'll actually get to that here in this episode of one of the big things.
Here we are in Dimitrescu's castle.
Yeah, you're also going to see a lot of reused content. It happens with DLC, just let it ride. This, however, is the longest, most obvious loading screen I've ever seen. Wow. Stop. There we go. And that's it. You had to come in there and stop the hook.
Well, she was mesmerized.
Exactly.
She couldn't stop staring at it.
Whoa.
I guess you could say she was
Hooked on it.
That's my name.
Since we're going to be dealing with Rose for the entirety of this playthrough, I should mention that her actress, Jeannie Torrado, is a very good actress. Started out in the bitter slums of Funimation over in Texas, and then made it over to California, where she got a lot more roles. And in fact, I think she's one of the only cast members that has more than one role that is the game they started.
You ever know that when Resident Evil started, the acting was
Awful.
terrible.
Yeah.
A lot of Capcom games of that in the 90s were terribly acted. We've got to defeat Mega Man.
Okay.
Just, find an intern in a closet and have them record a couple lines.
But now they've actually hired actual actors who know how to act and emote and connect with an audience.
And every character does their own mocap. There's a few that, they had to bring in some other mocap actors. But other than that, yeah. Every line you see, it's all mocap by the same person.
I've seen some of the behind-the-scenes footage for this
so
game.
good.
It's just neat to see.
Oh, it's so neat.
Everyone's having so much fun, and I love when people have fun in productions because that you can see that on the screen.
One day, I think we're going to get a Resident Evil game where there are outtakes. And I in a heartbeat, would get that, because I gotta see what happens in the background.
I gotta keep pointing that Resident Evil's always been like a horror franchise to me, a horror film franchise. So I think bloopers and outtakes wouldn't be far from the truth.
They definitely upped the horror content in this one.
Well, so far it's just been goopy, drippy walls and some ghostly voices.
Let's just say this is your tutorial.
Okay.
One thing that I noticed when I first played it, and I was like, no, there's no way that's actually happening. To amp up the horror a little bit, in the survival part of survival horror, Rose is actually slower than Ethan.
Uh-huh.
On purpose.
I mean, she didn't have the... Well, she did have the training.
Mm-hmm.
I think they know what they're doing.
Thanks. Thank you.
Do you now?
Okay, maybe I don't. She got saved by the plane doll from Bloodborne.
Me? Who are you? I'm Rose. What's going on?
I am your DLC counterpart.
Let's keep moving.
Just call me pre-alpha stage.
Where are we going, pre-alpha stage?
To beta.
Beta what?
No.
Wait up!
Just don't fall in the goop.
Yep.
Just imagine if it was like the fastest quicksand. No! No! Other Rose!
Help me lift.
Alright, 3, 2, 1,
And that's when you notice, oh yeah, that's a stack of body bags. Huh.
Hey, wait, where are you
There's a
going?
detail in recent games that just always, unnerves me. Whenever there's piles and piles and piles of bodies. Elden Ring especially.
Especially when you find out what those bags are filled with.
Probably bodies!
Whose body?
Ours? Ooh,
Remember how I said this is styled after a nightmare? Well, imagine seeing yourself in peril constantly. Oh.
Ah.
Great.
There are more, and y'all look just
You know, it
like
doesn't help that the ass end of my sleep this morning was cut off by a bit of a bad dream. I dreamt my rent check didn't go through.
Absolute terror.
And I checked my email this morning. Oh, I went through. Okay, all right.
Switch handle's missing.
Yeah, I think
I was a victim of identity theft, and they stole some money from my account. And I didn't have enough to pay the rent. And...
Actually, you know something that recently happened to me? Actually hearing a sleep paralysis demon.
Oh.
Most of the time when I wake up and I'm in sleep paralysis, I know how to calm myself down and slowly wake the rest of my body up. The worst part is when I actually saw something and it had the sound of somebody else screaming. Not me, somebody else screaming. I was like, yeah, I never want to experience that again. It actually legitimately terrified me.
I think we're done playing horror games for a while.
Oh, you kidding? I looked up a Lumpy Touch animation last night and it scared the fuck out of me. It was great.
Man, horror's great.
Yeah, it is. Alright, so again with the nightmare appeal. There's a me. There's a me.
So many bodies.
There's a lot of me down here. In very gruesome detail, too. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to deal with this, seeing myself dead.
I think part of what keeps us at strictly at an M rating and not anywhere near an AO rating is the fact that we don't see this happening to them. It's just, oh, my face is messed up and it was already like this, you didn't see it happen! Oh, now I'm dead!
Oh god.
But if we, see her face getting melted off and the skin getting ripped from that might be,
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's why...
They get very close.
That's why I think Resident Evil's never been, when Leon got his head cut off, that was about the most violent they've been, basically.
Yeah,
say.
except for a few. I still think...
A few peaks here and there, sure.
I still think getting drowned by the lake monster in OG RE4 is still like, oh god.
I think that one singular death in Resi 6 was certainly good, too. Oh dear. Well, so much for not seeing it in real time.
Oh, it couldn't be that bad. Yes, it can!
Oh, it's bad! Oh, it's very bad!
Oh god.
Oh, that thing is... Ooh, jeez.
This is some good shit, Capcom. I hate fighting these things, but they're great. Oh, the lighting effect happened again.
My veins have turned luminescent!
This is the introduction to your zombies in this entire DLC.
Are they one-hit kills?
No.
Okay.
They're not one-hit kills. They do take you down to orange caution or danger after one hit. So, going more survival in this DLC, they are cleverly named face eaters.
Well,
And imagine that, they eat your face.
I wouldn't call them anything else. They definitely eat the face.
Yeah, I do like this little opening tutorial where you basically learn how their movements work just in time for you to escape. And don't stop to sightsee because they are constantly spawning, so just keep running. It's fine.
That's a Resi 8 hallmark.
Oh, yeah.
Don't stop, keep running!
No, they did this in Dead Rising 3 as well, and I loved it.
Wait, a dead end.
Wait a minute, I saw Dad do this one.
Did she, though? I mean, we did, but she didn't.
Mom told us.
Mom told us everything.
Stay back.
Tarnished, welcome to... Ooh, a secret passage just like Elden Ring.
Oh! Must find a fireplace, must find a fireplace, must find a fireplace.
And everyth's covered in gore and blood and death
it's
and
perfect.
bodies. Just like Elden
Yeah.
Ring. We're just right in the lands between. Okay, now it's Deathloop with the walls telling me stuff now.
This is just a mishmash. What is Capcom doing?
I think it's some effective horror.
Yeah, it's actually pretty effective. I played this all in one night, and there was, in fact, one point where I paused the game and had to walk away for a little bit. It's
Was it this part?
It's one of those genuine moments where I take a look at the game, I take a look at the person experiencing it with me, take a look back at the game, and you're going, you really want me to do this? Okay.
I think that's what I like about Resident Evil, as a whole. At least recently. They've never asked too much. There's a lot of things they could do to make the horror experience not fun. But there's certain things they add to the gameplay that make it just really nice. Oh.
What are you?
Not Denemi.
Me friend.
What were those things? What is happening here? How? What is this? Where am I?
Get out while you still can.
So in small
until
print,
I
an
get
entire
this
dissertation
out of
appears
my
on the wall.
There's a crystal here that will remove the mold. I need to find it. And I'm not leaving until I do.
God, what are you, my dad?
Who are you?
Who are
My
you?
guardian angel?
Sure.
Do you have a name? If you're an angel, then
Call me Ishmael.
Gabriel? Michael?
Now let's get an archangel in here. Let's stick with Michael.
Okay. Michael? What now?
Michael, I bet that's not your real name.
Move. And then the text just pushes you over. Excuse me! Alright, they say explore your surroundings. This DLC is very linear. There's only a few side paths that you can go down, so we're going to be getting all the collectibles in here. We're going to be taking a look. You can actually have side conversations with Michael. And, yeah, they're pretty nice, just talking with your disembodied text. We'll be finding all that.
This does seem like a horror haunted house type affair. Not so much the explorative Metroidvania light that they usually are. It's just
Basically, if you took the castle section, stripped it down to its bare bones, while still adding a little twinge of new horror.
come this way, get scared, survive.
Yes. And definitely putting that survive in big old bold italics, because this game can get pretty hard. This DLC, especially in hardcore mode, where basically every attack from a face eater is down to danger and then dead.
I'm sorry, what's the genre again?
Wait a minute, I think they revitalized this back in 2017. I believe it's called survival horror.
You know, I remember for Resident Evil 6 it was called something else.
Bullshit.
Horror entertainment. That was the actual term that they used to explain the muted kind of tone for Resi 6. For those who don't enjoy horror entertainment, we've made it more accessible to them.
Jesus Christ.
And when you try to appeal to everybody, you of course appeal to nobody.
Well, thankfully, this appeals to my love of survival horror games, and I think you're going to like this part, so I'm just going to chill and let it talk.
I'm already appealed, so let's see what we got.
Welcome to my castle, Mrs. Rose.
Looks like we caught another.
Duke?
Lively now, aren't you? You should have put that effort into running. It would have made the chase that much more thrilling.
He is fucking huge.
Go! Let me go!
This isn't good.
It would seem this little rabbit lacks the necessary fortitude.
Jesus.
They're eating her! And then they're going to eat me!
You had shown a
Oh my God!
The crystal.
Who's this? Oh, now we have a new little rabbit to pursue.
The Duke is evil?
Let's see how fast this one is. Find her! Hunt her down!
The Duke is the Fifth Lord.
Yep, so this is an idea brought back about having the Duke be a Fifth Lord, almost guaranteed. Nothing official, but, I mean, look at him.
He's evil!
He's evil and sending monsters after you.
I feel betrayed now!
Yeah, this is some good shit. I love Evil Duke. And, yeah, that's pretty much his name in
But
this
he
DLC.
was my friend!
There is an explanation for this, but, yeah, for now, let's just have Evil Duke.
I hope so. It's like finding out the merchant in Resi 4 is actually, you know, a child trafficker or something. I don't know.
That's how he gets his wares. He even says, "Don't ask how he got this." So he is terrible. Need gun.
Rides with fun, stranger.
Seriously?
But how get gun? Face eater coming in to eat
Where am I
face.
gonna get a
How
gun?
get gun?
What, like this?
Oh. You couldn't have given me something a bit more effective, like an AK or a shotgun or a...
All right, point and shoot. This is how you shoot gun.
Okay, point my finger and shoot with the gun.
All right.
Oh, with the gun I point.
Listen to the scream this thing gives off when it dies. That is an awesome sound effect.
That sounds like his vocal cords have holes in them.
I know! It sounds so cool!
Absorbent and white and porous is he.
My god, that is such a cool scream. Also, I love that little detail that if you get too close to the goop, it gets excited and wants to kill you.
Ooh, yummy, yummy.
Yeah, if you stand in the goop too long, that's an instant death. Just stay away from goop.
So I have questions.
I know you do.
I am intrigued. I am curious as to what's going to happen.
Ask me some questions and I will let you know if they will be explained or if I will have an explanation for them later.
I mean, I know some explanation for some things. I'm spoiling on a few things.
I wonder where I might find the next.
But Duke threw me for a loop.
Yes. That's a fun one.
Is it the same Duke as the Duke that we've been talking with?
It is not.
Okay.
They're
I don't need my friends betraying me.
Don't worry, your friend did not betray you. There is an explanation for why Duke is evil.
It's the mask.
Something like that. We'll get into it later. There is a couple journals that explain that.
This is not the Duke I know, like Resi 6. This is not the same Ada Wong.
That's
This
correct.
is-
Alright, so the castle segment, this is the longest of the entire DLC. We're going to be sitting in the castle for a little bit. Get the 3 masks, get the crystal, we're out of here. Okay, so I think that's a good enough start to Shadows of Rose. Next time we're actually going to dive in and we're going to try to get 2 of the 3 masks. Should be a fun time.
It already is a fun time. I'm excited. Let's do this.
We're actually going to change our costume next time, so when we meet next, we're going to be in the lovely Wolfhound costume. It's actually pretty cool. Also, idle animations are back. That's nice.
Hold the gun still.
And just look overly shocked at the fact that you still have a gun in your hand.